Imagine this. You're standing on a stage, pitching your idea to a room full of investors. You've poured months, maybe years into this dream, and now it's time to shine. But then, the first question hits like a thunderbolt. How do you know this will even work? Your heart sinks, your confidence wavers. Because deep down, you don't. This moment, the fear of failure, is where most dreams die. But what if I told you that failure isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace? This isn't a feel-good cliche. It's the core of Ries' game-changing philosophy in the lean startup. This book is not just about building businesses. It's about building them smarter, faster, and without the fear of losing everything. From Silicon Valley giants like Airbnb and Dropbox to everyday people like you, the lean startup framework is the blueprint for turning bold ideas into unstoppable success stories. Are you ready to learn how to fail fast, succeed faster, and build something extraordinary? Let's dive in. Ries, the mastermind behind Lean Startup. Before we dive into the secrets, let's meet the man who started it all, Ries. Eric wasn't always a best-selling author or a Silicon Valley icon. He was just like any other entrepreneur, excited, ambitious, and struggling. His first startup failed miserably. Why? Because they spent years building something nobody wanted. But instead of giving up, Eric turned that failure into a learning opportunity. He asked, what if there was a faster, smarter way to test ideas? And that question led to the Lean Startup, a framework that's been adopted by startups, Fortune 500 companies, and innovators worldwide. Key concept 1. Build, start small, think big. Here's the first secret. Don't build the perfect product. Build the smallest version of your idea, your minimum viable product, or MVP. The MVP is your testing ground. It's where you find out if your idea has legs before you invest all your time and money. Take Dropbox, for example. The founders didn't spend years building complex software right away. They created a simple demo video to showcase their idea. That video attracted thousands of users before a single line of code was written. Your MVP could be anything: a prototype, a survey, or even a sketch on a napkin. The goal is simple. Start small, but think big. Key concept 2. Measure vanity metrics versus actionable insights. Next up is measure. But not just any measurement, measuring what matters. Too many entrepreneurs get distracted by vanity metrics, likes, clicks, and views. They look impressive but tell you nothing about whether your product works. Instead, focus on actionable metrics. These are the numbers that show whether you're solving a real problem. Airbnb, for example, didn't obsess over website traffic in the early days. They tracked one thing: bookings. If people weren't booking, they knew they had work to do. So ask yourself, what's the one metric that truly matters for your idea? Focus there, and let the data guide your next move. Key concept 3. Learn, pivot, persevere, or perfect. The final step, and arguably the most important, is learning. Once you've built your MVP and gathered data, it's time to make a choice. Do you persevere with your idea? Do you pivot and change direction? Or do you double down and perfect what's already working? This is where learning becomes your superpower. Instagram's founders mastered this. Did you know it started as an app called Bourbon? It was a clunky mix of features and users hated it except for one thing: photo sharing. So, they pivoted, focusing solely on photos. And the rest? Instagram became a billion-dollar phenomenon. Learning isn't admitting defeat, it's refining your idea until it shines. Real-life examples: Lean Startup in action. Think this framework is just for tech startups? Think again. 1. Zappos. Before building a massive shoe empire, the founder tested demand by selling shoes he didn't even own. He bought them from local stores after customers ordered online. 2. Airbnb. Started with just a few air mattresses in a San Francisco apartment. That's it. An MVP in its simplest form. 3. Amazon. Jeff Bezos began by selling books from his garage. Today, it's the world's largest online retailer. The build, measure, learn cycle, your secret weapon. The Lean Startup framework isn't about getting it perfect on the first try. It's about creating a cycle of continuous improvement. Build your MVP. Measure what matters. Learn and adapt. This loop isn't just for startups, it's for anyone with a dream, an idea, or a passion to create something better. Call to action. Your turn to build, measure, and learn. So here's the question. What's stopping you? You don't need millions of dollars. You don't need a team of experts. All you need is an idea, the courage to test it, and the willingness to learn. Take the first step. Write down your idea, sketch your MVP, and share your journey in the comments below. If this video inspired you, smash that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone ready to change the world. Remember, the future isn't built by dreamers, it's built by doers. Let's build something amazing together. Success is not delivering a perfect product. Success is learning how to solve the customer's problem. Ries.